As always, I'm going to wait a little bit to see if the live is on. There we go. Hello, everybody. My name is Chris. It is day number 34 of my road to 399 pounds, where I come on every single day with a video, a live, or a short just to update you on my progress on my weight loss journey. Um, I haven't done any live weigh-ins in a while. I'm going to be doing some soon. But for now, I'll be coming on live just to kind of update you on what's going on. I'm still recovering from my tooth being taken out. I've been taking some ibuprofen, so I haven't been fasting. Right now, I am eating some tuna that I made. And hoping my tooth don't, my gums don't get irritated by eating this. Because I do got bits of like celery, onions in here. So today I didn't do much. I didn't go out. Um, Even though it's 84 degrees outside right now. It's about 4 o'clock where I'm at. My body just feels too heavy to do anything. But today I was watching DJ Academic's video on his take on Chris Brown's album, which I want to do a take on Chris Brown album too, because Chris Brown just released his deluxe album, which was very soon, like very sudden. I don't know why he released it so soon, but I was trying to listen to some of the songs, which they are great. There's some great songs on the album. Hi Melissa, how you doing? But DJ Academics was just talking about how Chris Brown needs to stay in R&B. Nobody want to hear all that gangster stuff. That the last tracks that DJ Academics remember Chris Brown doing well on was Fine China and Loyal. But there was some really good songs on Heartbreak on a Full Moon. There were some songs that got buried that should have came to light, I think. And I was just like, no. And then he started talking about how the reason why Chris Brown is not doing so well is because people compare him to Michael Jackson. They expect him to do more Michael Jackson-esque type songs. And I was like, it isn't fair, but it is kind of true that a lot of his successful tunes back in the day did have some sort of like Michael Jackson beats to it. Like he's talking about Fine China. Fine China was good. But he forgot to mention things like Back to Sleep and stuff like that. He forgot to mention like Zero, but I don't know how well Zero did. I don't think Zero did so well, but it's one of my favorites. I liked it Nowhere. I think Nowhere was on Heartbreak on Full Moon. I get No Exit. I'm still trying to get used to Breezy, but because I've been so sick, I have my period. I've been so sick, had my tooth out. I never really had a chance to enjoy the album like I would have got into it. Because when Heartbreak and Full Moon came out, I was just, my back was out and I still was listening to it. I got back. So that's what I was doing. I was looking at DJ Academic's take on the album. Yeah, I don't want to hear all that gangster stuff either. And sometimes I was thinking like, these lyrics don't match this song. well, a lot of his music is sexually explicit, and I think that he could go the romantic route and be more successful if he was a little bit more romantic. But he writes about he writes, this is tuna that I made. I just whipped it up. 2 cans of tuna, Dijon mustard, onion, which I hope the onion don't affect my gum, and some celery, cream cheese. Not so cream cheese. Yeah, cream cheese. Not mayo. But I'm like, his album, like, he caters to different people for each album. So there's songs for everybody. So you gotta have a wide range of like acceptance of different types of music to enjoy his entire album. But I have a lower tolerance for this new music. Anything gangster, I do have a low tolerance for it. But I try to get into some of the music like that. I really try to get into some of them. But I enjoyed like Donald Wilson's album, and it was unique too. Like she had like rock and rap. And at first I was like, I don't like this rock stuff, but I actually enjoyed her album once I actually sat down and listened to it. And I think she could have gotten some awards for that album if she was well known. Like, she's known, but she's not super well known. Yeah, I was looking up healthy tuna. I was like, okay, I'm gonna do cream cheese instead of mayo, mustard. So that's how I've been always making my tuna ever since I started making tuna. It's pretty good. Who else? I was also looking up, what's that guy name? I forgot. The guy who just got released from Russia a couple of months back, who was in prison, and he was kind of describing the conditions of the jail cell in Russia. The Marine guy. Him talking about, what did he say? He said he said that there was rats, people, dookie on the wall. I can't just think about me. We don't want to eat. Blood on the walls. He went to like this psychiatric mental health hospital, and he said he was stuck with murderers and rapists, and yeah, he was scared for his life. Man, I try eating tuna out of a can. I guess I can if I put like some salt on it. I'm not eat really fast. But then we got Brittany Griner, who I didn't know anything about. I didn't know she was trapped in Russia for what she did, if she even did that. Because even though she admitted to being guilty, who's to say someone didn't plant those things on her? She had like hash, like what does she have? I don't know, some sort of cannabis stuff. And people hating on her big time. Don't care if she come back home or not. I honestly didn't know who that was. Cannabis oil, cannabis. So that's what she had. Some sort of cannabis oil. This makes you not want to travel out the country. Because I remember that one instance. Let me see if I can. It's really hard for me to drag this stuff down. Okay, I'm going to open up. What I'm looking for. I forgot what I was looking for. But yeah, she yeah, so it was cannabis oil, cannabis that she had. Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna look up. What is his name? Is it Odo? What is it? North Korea? This guy, Odo One, but this guy always sticks in my head for some reason. This guy right here, who went up to North Korea. They said he pulled some propaganda poster off the wall to take home, and they caught him. He was sentenced to 15 years of imprisonment with hard labor, and then he ended up getting shipped back home in a coma and then ended up dying. I will never forget that. You need to, yeah, I don't care, because what if, for example, okay, this for example, people say that, right? They say if you travel, you need to know the laws of the country, but who's to say that you're not gonna get set up in that country? And there's nothing you could do about it. You stuck in that country, and somebody gonna set you up, and now you innocent. People think you guilty. That's what I'm saying. Like, she had that. Okay, I'm not saying she didn't have that oil, that cannabis oil. Let's assume, because she didn't stand up for the Pledge of Allegiance. I guess she didn't stand up for the Star Spangled Banner song, whatever. People got a grudge against her and said, we're gonna set her up, and they put that in her bag. And being that she was in prison for 5 months. I'm not saying that this has happened, but this is how my mind works. But since she's in prison for 5 months, and someone's telling her, if you plead not guilty, you're going to be here for longer. You need to plead guilty. And she's forced to, and she just made that up so she can get out of jail or sooner than she had. Not saying that that's the case, but I'm just saying it could have happened. That's why I ain't supposed to go nowhere that's not an ally. I ain't taking my butt to North Korea. I wouldn't take my butt to North Korea anyway. But they can hold you. Like me personally, I'm not worth to hold. I'm like you. If I get caught up in Russia, nobody's gonna be negotiating my release. Just because that Reamer guy, he was a military man. I think that's what got him out. I think Brittany Griner's gonna get out too, since she's a 2-time gold medalist, I think. And she got the whole LGBTQ community behind her. And we know what that community can do. They can knock down doors. And I was watching, that's what I was doing, watching that, reading the comments. I also am watching this one show. It's called Moonlight. It's an Asian drama. That's all I've been doing today. Like, I really feel like this tuna. Hope this tuna don't get stuck in my clock. Yeah, it's true that sometimes people feel like they can go to whatever country and do whatever they want, or they don't even know how to say hi or bye in a language when they get there, or sorry. And those are basic things to learn before you can go out the country. Hello, bye, sorry. 안녕하세요, 안녕하세요. 감사합니다. Let's use some salt. And they get stuck in the country because they've done acted up in the country. And then, of course, America wouldn't want them back because, you know what? Just keep them in prison. Yeah, that was some fruit punch. I shouldn't be drinking. This is all I had to eat today. Tomorrow I might have breakfast. Monday, I think I should be fine enough not to take the ibuprofen, so I can start fasting again on Monday. Some water fasting then. Honestly, I would like to be like Tabula and go in for like another 10 days. Just get it over with. But I also know that once I start doing this birth control, I might not be able to fast as much. I might be able to only do OMAD. But if I do OMAD, it's going to be something, I'm going to be eating something like this, something very healthy. And even though I don't feel like I want to, I'm going to have to go back next week sometime and start going back to the YMCA. So almost done. I have to rinse my mouth out. Well, what happened with Otto, I think is bogus. I'm like, if I were to take down a magazine, some basketball players stole some items. I don't know. I haven't heard of that. Like they were in a different country. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, 3 players on the UCLA men's basketball team reportedly out on bail after they were arrested in China accused of shoplifting. They were accused of stealing from a Louis Vuitton store near the team's hotel. Why would you go to China? Why would you go to China and start stealing? That's really dumb. Because China don't play. I mean, even China is so strict. Like, especially like when it comes to like gay rights. Because I be watching China. I be watching you, China. I know what you be doing. And after that one TV show called Addicted came out, which I should do a review on that one day here. Because that's the first like thing I ever saw was like, dang, this is like, what is this? BL called Addicted. It came out in China. When did that come out? I'm always curious. I just gotta look it up. Chinese drama. That came out. When did that come out? What year did that come out? 2016. So not too far back. 2016. The show called Addicted came out. And it was a BL, boys love drama. And then China shut that down quickly. China was like, no, we're not having any of that broadcast ever again. I think there was supposed to be a part 2 that was supposed to come out. That got canceled. From my understanding, the 2 boys, the 2 stars of the show, they couldn't show their face in public. They were shunned. Like, what the heck? It's like, no. But the other one guy I see on TV shows now, so I guess that got cleared for him. Another thing is they said there was too many Korean people culture influencing Chinese culture. So they started withholding shows where Korean stars were broadcast. So the Korean stars would do a show or film a drama, but those dramas got held up and canceled in China. They said, no, we're not having any Korean people in our on our TV shows. Oh, in China, you can't drop trash on the ground. That should be everywhere, though. I mean, because China is heavily polluted. And they're trying to make things eco-friendly over there. Also, what else did they do? There's no surrogate. Surrogacy is against the law over there. And I was researching this, but every time I research on something I'm interested in, I'm like, oh, that's interesting. And then I forget why. I just forget it. I'm like, whatever. But I know for a fact, like, surrogacy, parents are not, uh, you can't have a surrogacy over there. So one of the stars flew to United States to have surrogacy, have a surrogacy mom or whatever. And she had babies over here, and it was found out, and she got canceled. She well, she had left her children, I think, too. This is what they said anyway. I don't know if it's true. It's their news, but she had abandoned her surrogacy children. She had abandoned them, but that's not the reason she got canceled. Or the reason she got canceled was because she had the procedure done, which is illegal over there. So she got canceled. Um, there's a man, very famous actor over there. He I guess he stood in front of a mm, what is it, like a Japanese memorial to like a war criminal. He was like, I guess he was over there. He wasn't. What he said is he was just taking pictures of him and a flower. He didn't realize there was like this like memorial close by, but they canceled him and all of his shows for taking a picture of over somewhere close by a memorial, which has something to do with like Japanese war criminals, to a Japanese war criminal. They very strict over there. Very, very strict. So you won't see me visiting China anytime soon. Because if I end up in a China prison, it would be awful. It's beautiful over there though. It's very beautiful. But I won't be showing up. But the one difference between like China and United States is China openly surveillance their citizens. Like there's no illusion of privacy. I know by coming on the internet, I I open myself up to the world willingly. But if I were to go off the grid, I still will probably have no privacy in the United States. They will try to track me down and find me. There's an illusion of privacy, even in the Constitution. There's no real privacy here in the United States either. They all up in your business. But I really have no big business anywhere, nothing, not really anything to hide. Like I've been open about my mental health issues and stuff like that. A lot of people who do have mental health issues do not want to be, well, in the past anyway, didn't want to be upfront about mental health because it's stigmatized. It still is stigmatized. But people are coming around to a lot of people having mental health issues. I'm surprised that guy with the flute ain't out yet today. I don't know if there's a guy in my apartment building. He be playing a fiddle with a flute. He'd be out like 3 a.m. in the morning, 12 o'clock, 5 p.m. Like he'd be out every like sometimes at midnight. I'm like, oh man, shut up, man. Yeah, they watching. They're watching. Even I got this like privacy thing on my camera where I can close it so nobody could like hack into my laptop and start filming me. But who's to say like the actual monitor is not filming you? there or like satellites aren't beaming down to your apartment filming you. And that's why I'm like, I don't care. I'm out in the open. I have like one thing that they cannot crack is what's in your head. They try to by the things that you search on the internet. You might search something on the internet and they may try to understand what's going on in your brain, but I don't think they will ever understand. They could take them 100, 200, 300 years and they still wouldn't know. People, they willingly talk about what their beliefs are on certain topics, or if they research stuff like, or random stuff on the internet, and if somebody look at your search history, they kind of get an idea of what you're into, what you like, but they still don't know what the brain holds. That's why I'm not concerned about my privacy being violated, because every time I search something, I'm like, man, what if in the future someone pulls up my search history to figure out what type of person I am? They would never know, because my search history is all over the place. They'll be like, what type of girl is this? Is she a freak? Is she a freak? Is she a good girl, bad girl? They won't know. The only thing they probably can say, like, I went through a lot of pain too, because my search history is like, tooth pain, back pain, mental health pain, foot pain. Yeah, so I'm excited for next week. My tooth, this area still hurts, so I'm gonna take ibuprofen. But next week the pain should go down. I should be able to get back out there and exercise. We're like 34 days in. That's not too far, even though. So if I do like another 70 days, and if I could lose about a good 40, 50 pounds in the next 70 days, 40, 50 pounds, even if I lose 20, 40 pounds any type of weight in the next 70 days will be good. I'm just going to keep pushing. And I'm trying to get my mobility back. Like, I'm not motivated, but I definitely going to have to try to get my motivation back up from this last depressive state that I was in. So just watching dramas and stuff like that, being interested in dramas, that's a good start. Instead of just sleeping, at least I'm doing something, even if it's just as simple as watching dramas or looking at the news, which I usually don't care about world news. But I was looking at it today, I'm like, too much stuff is going down. A lot of people are getting shot, like the Japanese, the ex-prime minister or something like that. He just, in a very quiet country, no guns in there, dude got shot out in the open like he was like JFK. I'm like, what the heck? I was like, is this real life? When I was watching it, I was like, what the heck's going on? First off, when that first shot went off, the Secret Service or whoever was around him did not protect him at all, because I guess they weren't prepared, because they're not used to shooting like that in Japan. So, and the next thing you know, he got shot again. He died right there. And I'm just like, this would not happen in the United States, because we are already prepared for somebody to start shooting, especially me. Somebody should start shooting. You're not gonna stand there and be like, what was that? You gonna already know what it is. So, because the prime minister, if you look at the video, on the first shot rang, he was like, ugh, then he turned. to look. Then the next shot happened and he fell. But if it was somebody in the United States, especially in the hood, like Chicago, Michigan, like certain parts of Michigan, up here up like Minneapolis, just like in the hood, to parts of California, you heard that first shot, pow, hit the floor. You don't even have to look back to see what it was. You would have known that it was. You would have started rolling and found some protective spot. But he, in Japan, he wasn't prepared, man. Because how could he have been? They don't have guns and stuff over there, so he wasn't prepared. So, and even his Secret Service was like, "What was that? Like, what was that?" So, heck no. That poor man. That they didn't even see it coming. That's crazy. Just looking at that, it's just like, okay, if something like that can happen in Japan, where they said last year there was one shooting in Japan out of a whole country. There was one shooting in Japan last year, and we have 45,000 shootings here in the United States that resulted in murder. So I go to the doctor office, get your advice about how to help your legs pain for the accident. My pain and my legs only come during a period of time. Like I have like okay, I start having pain when I put on a water weight around my hip where my hip broke and my knees. My knees start hurting really, really, really bad because my knees split open during a car accident. Like they were split open, so I have scar tissue around my knees. Uh, but otherwise, I don't feel as it doesn't feel as much painful when the water weight goes away. So I just have to maintain a water weight. So I'm hoping that the birth control pills will work, so I don't put on that water weight every single month. Every single month. Yeah, that's crazy. But yeah. So that's basically what's going on around the world. We got Japan. That situation was very, very sad. I don't know what makes people snap like that. So I remember reading about how John Lennon passed away, or actually seeing John Lennon pass away, where that guy just came up to him, just shot him back in the day. But we also have like these stars, these pop up stars, these rap stars, like Nipsey Hussle and stuff like that, getting shot. Ugh. Hey Shy, how you doing today? How's your fast going? Ooh. I was sitting here just talking about the news of the world, or what's going on. Oh no. I'm sorry to hear about your cat. That is absolutely nuts. Yeah, it's pretty sad. That's good. I was just talking about how I'm probably gonna end up having to do OMAD at least for 3 weeks out of the month with this PMDD. I'm most likely gonna end up just eating tuna. I'm trying my best not to gain weight, any more weight. I'm waiting for my water weight to fall off. But I haven't been saying much. It's just crazy, crazy stuff going on in the world, and there's crazy people in the world too. Cause I was watching this video of this woman in Poland. I don't know if I can find it. I'll show it. But basically, this lady in Poland, she wanted to have another baby, and she ended up getting pregnant, and she was very happy and excited. Turns out there were some problems in the pregnancy, but the baby still had a heartbeat. And over in Poland, abortion is illegal except for rape, incest. I don't know if I'm supposed to be saying this on live. Those words, I hear people editing themselves out when they say those things. R.I. uh, and like complications in the pregnancy, like it, they can get an abortion, but it has to be approved by the doctors, and the doctors did not approve her abortion, even though the baby was dying inside her. So she ended up like trying to get one, but she couldn't, and so she ended up getting sepsis, and then she ended up dying. So they were protesting over there in Poland the laws, and I was just like, that is absolutely nuts to me. Because the same thing is happening over here. I'm not even talking about abortion, but I'm just talking about like how, and I know there are like opioid abusers. There are people who abuse pills, but going through the worst pain of my life back in 2017, I would take anything, crack, meth, if I had access to it. I would have took any drug to get rid of that pain because it was so excruciatingly painful. I've never I never experienced a pain like that before. It like I couldn't move. I couldn't walk a lot. Like I didn't lose sensation on my leg. sensation increased in my leg. So I had increased sensation, and the sensations was okay, sometimes pleasurable. It was pleasurable, and then it was intense. First it was like you will feel like bouts of pleasure going up and down your leg, and then pain, like agonizing, suffering pain, and then numbness and tingling. And I've never felt that type of pain before. I like looking up ways how I killed myself, because I was like, I can't. I went to the doctor and they turned me away. They gave me I don't know what they gave me. What did they get? Morphine or something like that. They gave me high doses of medication at the hospital, and it helped a little bit, but the pain was still there. So the high doses of meds that they were giving me wasn't even working. It only helped temporarily. Then the pain came back again, and it was just relentlessly. I couldn't sleep because the pain was just so intense. And there's people out there living like that today, and they can't get access to pain medication because the doctors feels that they will get addicted to the pain medication. But I would rather die than experience that pain again. I don't care if I have to feel that, and they tell me that yeah, it was a herniated disc sitting at my L5S1 area, sitting on my sciatic nerve, and it was pressing against my sciatic nerve, so it took out all the sensation in my legs. So it took me a while to recover from that, but it was intense. Like the pain, I can't express how horribly painful that was. I would rather have my bones breaking again, over and over again, than have to experience that. That's how horrible that pain was. That's the worst pain I ever felt in my life. So that's why I'm against them putting a ban on certain opioids. There definitely should be some restrictions to who get access to them, and there should be, like, for me, what happened was I wasn't trying to get no pain medication. I I hate taking medication. I hate taking medication with a passion. That's why I was so against taking medication when I found out I was bipolar. I didn't even like taking Tylenol or Aleve. Now I take it, but like I used to never took that stuff. I would just ride out the pain. But this type of pain, I'm like, no, give me something. They said, here's some weed. I'm like, toke, toke, toke. This weed didn't work, so I was like, bye, it don't work. It ain't no good for me. I took some CBD oil. That didn't work. This happened before my car accident. It happened before my car accident. A year before my car accident. So that's why it was so heartbreaking to get in a car accident, because I had just got over that, and then I went into a car accident. So that was like the worst pain I ever felt. I think I'm for opioids being like, I'm for doctors not getting into trouble by prescribing pain medication. I just think that they should know their patients more. They should build a better relationship with their patients to understand what type of person they are before they prescribe those medications. But like, I'll be the last person on medication. And so, but if they said, oh, you could take this Vicodin, which I know Vicodin wouldn't have helped me. I had to get a steroid shot in my back. But if I could have taken like a Vicodin or whatever the heck they prescribe, I would, and it would let me relieve some of the pain so I can go to sleep, I would take that medication. And I would take it. With the risk of being addicted to it, I'll take it. Because that pain is just too bad. Like, I can't live with that type of pain. I cannot. There's people out there living with worse pain than that. And they still had to go through it every day, every day, every day. No. Never. And that's worse than a tooth pain that I had experienced back in 2010. And that tooth pain was so horrible. Like, my tooth could have been saved, but I'm like, at what cost? Take the tooth out. And he took it out. He took the wrong one out. Then he took another one out. So, no, I've been through a lot of pain. And I'm for pain medication, but I'm for figuring out how to fix the situation first. So if you have some sort of chronic pain, there's a way to fix it. Oh, you could take some gabapentin, which is not addictive. And you could take some gabapentin or whatever and fix the pain, and that's fine. But a lot of these people, like, I went to a pain medic, like, I was like in pain last year, earlier this year. I don't know. All I know is I went to a pain management clinic. I was in pain. I told him, you know what? I'm in pain. It's hard for me to walk. All that blah, 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 my legs. And he said, take some gabapentin. Or I feel like gabapentin doesn't work for me. Yeah, you should know, like I said, gabapentin don't work for me, doctor. But he's like, well, maybe you should try it again. Okay, I'm taking gabapentin again. Like, I'm not gonna take this. This is all you gonna prescribe me is gabapentin when I told you I'm in pain. But luckily, the pain is something I can sleep through. If I can sleep through it, then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try to get as much sleep as possible to ride out whatever I'm going through. But the pain that I was back in 2017, you couldn't get no sleep. It was just so much pain. You couldn't sleep. They talking about wait 2 months to go see a pain management doctor. This was Arizona, and I'm like, I'm going to the emergency room. I went to the emergency room once. I got some video footage. They had us out in that emergency room. There was no bedrooms, so the emergency room was just the hallway. So there was beds lined up in the hallway, and there was patients on a bed in a hallway waiting for a room. And there was this one patient. He was just screaming in so much pain, and then you had nurses and doctors just standing around, not tending to him, even though he was in real pain, more pain than me. And when I said I was in agonizing pain, they gave me some morphine or whatever, and it slowly, like, died down a little bit. So I took off my phone and recorded, and they said, you can't be recording it here. Oh my God, can't you see what y'all doing? He's over here in pain right over here, and y'all just talking and cackling and giggling right here, and we all stuck in the hallway. And they said, you better delete what you recorded. So I did delete what I recorded, but I still have that. And then I said, forget it, I'm gonna go to another hospital. I went to another hospital, and this lady was like, stop screaming, it's not that bad. I'm like, what the heck is until this day, I never wish that pain on anybody but her. I would never wish that pain on anybody but you, because that was the most unsympathetic nurse that I ever met in my life. Sometimes when I'm home and pain, it causes my blood pressure go up. Yeah. She didn't care about my pain or nothing. And then at that point, I was about 435 pounds, which I think 435 is good for me. And the reason why I say that is because they measured me at 435, and I was able to get an MRI and at that hospital. And they gave me an MRI, and they found out the herniated disc and stuff. And then they told me, okay, they didn't give me no prescription. They just pumped me up in morphine or whatever, told me to go home. I went home. I was in so much pain. I was crying, screaming. I ended up going back to Scottsdale Hospital. I forgot what Scottsdale Hospital it was. And they were like, no, there's nothing we could do to help you. I said, I'm not leaving. So you gonna find out. Because you have to consent to leave. They can't kick you out the hospital. You gonna find out what's wrong with me, or I'm staying in this hospital. I was like, because I'm in pain. I can't go home. All you do is giving me morphine. That don't work. I'm still in pain. Y'all go find out what's wrong with me or I'm staying in the hospital. I got footage of that too, of me in the hospital and stuff. Cause I be recording these like crazy. So I was like, I was in the hospital just waiting. Waiting. And then eventually they found somebody to give me like a, I don't know if it's an epidural or whatever on my back. And he hit my spine. So the needle that he put in my back hit my spine and I jerked. I was like, ah! He's like, oh, I'm so sorry. The needle that he had couldn't even reach the part of the back that was in pain. He actually had to go to the L4 part of my spine, and he hit it. That was painful, but not as painful. That was painful, but not as painful as the actual herniated disc sitting on my spine. I was willing to do anything. And then they kicked me out of the hospital after I got my epidural, and they put me into like this, I guess a nursing home or whatever it was. And I was in there for like a month, I think, trying to recover from all that pain. And slowly but surely I got better, but then I had to start using a walker because I couldn't stand up straight. And as I got better, I got so depressed after that. So down, very depressed. Because the reason I had moved to Arizona in the first place, one, to get rid of all that shooting that was going on in Wisconsin. But two, just experience good weather, walk, exercise, lose weight. And every time I would get up and try to walk and exercise and lose weight, I would feel so much pain and I get down on myself. And then, of course, maybe my period was coming on. I start eating food and I will go into that same cycle that I am in now. So I've been trying very hard since 2017. And I just been having mishap after mishap. Like nothing's been working for me. So 2017 was 5 years ago. So it's been a good 5 years of trying hard. And I went through, since 2017, I had maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 manic episodes. So 5 years I had 8 major manic episodes. 2018 being one of my major ones, where I left the state to travel from one state to another state because I felt like I was talking to some, like I had delusions, and I went from one state to another state, spending thousands of dollars, and almost ended up on Skid Row. And then 2019, the car accident. So I had some major problems from 2017 up to now. Mental health and physical health problems. And I'm still fighting. I'm still going. So I'm still gonna get this weight off. I'm still gonna figure out my mental health. I felt my mental health slipping today. A little bit of mania. I'm like, nope, can't go there. I tell my thoughts, we can't go there. I'd rather be down on a low vibrational depression wave than to ever go back up to a manic state again. Yeah. That tuna was okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna give up on my weight loss journey. I'm still fighting. I still haven't put in that paperwork for weight loss surgery, but I will. and I will continue to fight for $3.99 by the end of the year. Let's see how many days do we have left? Well, I could ask Alexa, how many days left this year?
There are 175 days left in the year.
175 days left this year. Got 175 days. Let's go. We can get there. $3.99. I was trying to get there by December 1st, but whatever. If we can get $3.99 by the end of the year, that'll be good too. It can be done for sure. So I gotta get there. And then the next year, try to get into the 200s. Really try to get into like the low, like mid to low 200s. Right now, it's $3.99. That has always been the goal. Because I haven't been that weight in such a long time. And I had like I gotta eat healthy. One day at a time. One day at a time. We will get there. One day at a time. I'll get there. When I do, y'all gonna see the glow up on this channel. I will glow up and I'll be there. I'll definitely be where I need to be if I'm still alive. There's no guarantee. Life is no guarantee. But if I'm still alive, when I hit 40 years old, I'm gonna have my glow up moment. I'm always looking out for the news, so I fit at 40. Yeah, I can't wait. Anyway, I sometimes be watching the gossip vlog channels on YouTube. I was back in like 2018. I was watching used to watch like Lovely T. I still watch her, but used to watch her like very heavily, like watching Lovely T on YouTube. And then I had ran into this one girl named Tasha K. And basically, if y'all know what's going on with R. Kelly right now, if y'all know what's going on with R. Kelly, I don't know if it's 100% true, but I have a sneaky suspicion that it was Tasha K who brought R. Kelly down for real. Like, I don't think R. Kelly would be in jail right now for 30 years if Tasha K was snooping around his life back in like 2017. Like, whenever she was snooping around R. Kelly's life, she after she was doing interview after interview, talking big stuff about R. Kelly, and then next thing you know, there was a documentary about R. Kelly that came out called Surviving R. Kelly. And next thing you know, R. Kelly coming up on some charges. So I'm like, oh, this Tasha K girl is very interesting. Let me subscribe to her. And then next thing you know, her and Lovely T were friends. And then something came up where they both reported the same news story, and that differently. And then they were going at each other, or actually Tasha K was going after Lovely T. Lovely T was being more nonchalant about the situation, so they weren't being friends anymore. And all these little girls start popping up talking about the situation on YouTube. I'm like, this is just too much drama. What? The scale is $3.99. Alright, so anyway, after that, after their drama, I was like, look, I'm unsubscribing Natasha K. I'm like, this is too much drama going on. then sometimes I'd be interested to see what she had to say, because she brought up a lot of like topics back in 2018 that's kind of like coming to fruition now, and like, so I'm like, what does she got to say about this? Yeah, so yesterday her channel just popped up on my screen. I mean, I was like, what's Tasha K popping up on my algorithm for? I haven't looked at her in a long time. And so I looked at her. Come to find out, like 5 months ago, uh, she was getting sued by Cardi B, and Cardi B won a $4 million lawsuit against her. I was like, oh my God. You can't talk about anybody. Yeah, when I get to $3.99 by the end of this year, I'm gonna do a huge celebration. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna do a huge celebration. I would, cause I'll be like, okay, yes, I finally hit it. I'm gonna get there. So the next goal for me for this upcoming week is to make sure my tooth is healed a little bit more, because our toucher right now is very sensitive, so I don't have to take any pills. And then get back into my fasting. I'm not gonna do heavy fasting. I'm thinking like 48, 72-hour fasting, hit with some tuna, hit with some watermelon, some oranges, then maybe a little bit of popcorn, but not no too heavy popcorn like I usually do. Get back into another fast, just keep rolling in. Stay away from DoorDash. By the way, speaking of DoorDash, did y'all see the news like last couple of days ago? DoorDash had a glitch out, and San Francisco and New York or whatever places they were glitching out at, and people were ordering food for free. Thousands and thousands of dollars of food on DoorDash for free. This one guy ordered 5 boxes of Plan B. I'm like, what the heck's going on? These people get all this free stuff from DoorDash. Now, me personally, I use DoorDash way too much to rip them off like that. I would have probably just got some Wingstop, and when they hit my credit card, it wouldn't have been that detriment. Like, it wouldn't be such a big deal. I wouldn't have did DoorDash that way. But DoorDash needs to credit me more for the crap they've been doing. But I'm gonna try to stay away from DoorDash. I have 2 or 3 like big major discounts on DoorDash that I can't ignore. But once I use those discounts, I'm gonna be done with DoorDash. And I'm going to just order my food off of Amazon. And I'm just gonna order healthy food off of Amazon. And of course, I'll have my treat too. Like every now and then, I'll have a treat. I can eat a slice of pizza. I can't eat a whole pizza, but I can eat a slice of pizza or something like that. But I can't be eating no fast food like McDonald's, Taco Bell, Burger King. I can't even have like Polo Tropicana or Tropical, because I remember I had just some rotisserie chicken. I ate some rotisserie chicken. The next day, the scale went up like 6 pounds. It was Grubhub that merged with Amazon. I wonder what that's going to entail. I hope it means faster deliveries, like we can get faster grocery deliveries. Amazon trying to take over everything. Not saying Amazon should have stuck with books, but they try to take over all the industries. They try to take over the music industry. Like, come on, Amazon. I put my Echo. I put that I put my Spotify under there. And then I'm like, can you play Breezy? And they were like, Breezy from Amazon Music. I'm like, I don't want to listen to this album from Amazon. I want to listen to it from Spotify, because Spotify plays the music like the album is supposed to, like when you ask them to play an album, Spotify will play the music like the album is, like the chronological order of the album. You ask Amazon to play the music, it's just random music, and they don't even play the whole album. Like if I ask them to play Breezy, will play like 4 songs and then it will stop. I do not like Amazon Music. But I used to use Amazon Music before Spotify, but Spotify is better. And then, okay, so they try to take over the music industry. They try to take over the click workers. So people who do click work go to Amazon MTurk and do click work. What else do they do? Audiobooks. Audiobooks. They do. Now they're doing delivery. Now they're doing food delivery. What the heck? They dip it in. They dip it into all corners. I wonder how much they bought Grubhub for. Let me just check. How much did Amazon buy Grubhub for? They bought a 2% stake of Grubhub, I guess. They didn't really purchase Grubhub. I wonder. I'm cheap too. And I'm like, I don't want to order anything. If I had the option to get in a car and drive to the places I want to go buy food, I would do it. But I kind of relied on these things like Amazon. I'm gonna order my groceries on there on Monday because I'm out of oranges. I don't have any watermelon. All I have is tuna in my refrigerator. Tuna, things to make tuna. So, like, I might order something off of DoorDash because I got discounts. But discounts, even though no matter how much discounts you get, if you keep ordering off there, you're gonna lose a lot of money. So, I'm still having problems with DoorDash drivers in Minnesota who don't deliver the food to the location that they're supposed to deliver it at. Well, I don't play. Today, I said, you know what? And yesterday, I was like, you know what? I'm going to teach y'all a lesson. I'm getting $3 of my tip back. But because I'm too broke for bad service to pay for bad service. I'm too broke for that. No one's called me today. Alright, I guess I will be getting off of here. It's 5:30 Central Time. I'll be back on here tomorrow. I said I was going to talk about some dramas that I'm watching. I was watching the news about Doja Cat, which I really like Doja Cat. I like her music. That's smart. That's smart to have someone go to the store for you. I need that. But Doja Cat, people just talk about, oh, how she's a grown woman, that she should know better. That girl is a kid. She's in her she's in her mid-20s. And she was just trying to get the hook up. And I was like, suddenly it becomes big news. Everything that she does become big news because she's such a popular star now. Yeah, good night, Melissa. But I wonder how they did it back in the day when how stars got together, how they linked together, because there was no Instagram or TikTok or anything like that. Anyway, I'll check out today and figure out what to talk about tomorrow. I'll be back on tomorrow. Probably ain't doing anything tomorrow, but I'll give y'all an update about when my doctor appointment is going to be with the birth control, when I'm going to start that. And hopefully I won't have to go through another cycle this month. We are almost at July 11th. I have PCA services already. If that's what you're talking about, having like a aid, I have PCA services. It's just that I don't utilize them in that way where I'm saying, go get this for me, go get that for me. I just use DoorDash, but maybe I should use my PCAs to do more things. Like I needed some mouthwash. I needed some mouthwash and some Dentip, and I had to order that, and it cost me like $25. It would probably cost me $11 if I had PCA do it. But yeah, I'm wasting money on DoorDash. So I'm gonna have maybe like 2 more orders on DoorDash. Yeah, I'm gonna cancel them. Cancel them. Alright, I guess I'll go, and I will see you tomorrow. If you are landing on this live and you're reached this far of my life, like my video, comment on my video, share my video, and hit the notification button so you won't miss any of my journey. Bye bye.